For years, people were told to stop asking questions about Jeffrey Epstein and the powerful people around him. They said it was all rumors, just crazy talk from the internet. But now, after new files and messages were released, those old questions are not so easy to ignore anymore. Now it appears that some very unexpected names, such as Ellen, are rumored to have been connected to some very disturbing crimes with the disgraced financier. According to investigators who studied Epstein's records, his inner circle was a small group that used strange code, spoke in odd phrases, and behaved in ways that did not make sense at first. Words like pizza, pasta, and especially jerky showed up again and again in emails. Not as food plans, but in ways that felt unusual. Even lawmakers who viewed the unedited files said the language was troubling and confusing.
There was also a lot of language that appears to be coded regarding food. I wanted to let you know the crew really appreciated the pizza. Another email read, "This is better than a Chinese cookie. See attached. Let's go for pizza and grape soda again." This one talks about, yeah, that's the pizza. You mean radiating a soft glow with a look of bliss and excitement. There's one more, I think, in this list as well. "Sorry, I have no stomach for even the slightest aggro. I don't have the stomach for it for any drama, imaginary or real. I'm still fragile off the last one and scared of shadows." This is in response to some videos that were shared where Jeffrey Epstein himself says, "I watched all of these videos, don't send any more." And then Ghislaine is like, "I can't stomach any of this." What the fuck did you send that Jeffrey Epstein was like, "No more"?
One of them, Anna Paulina Luna, confirmed that the emails included coded phrases and descriptions that involved minors. She said openly that the way these words were used was not normal, and that jerky especially did not seem like food when read in context. A forensic expert later said that these were likely euphemisms for something much worse.
I'll give you another example here. Epstein sends a message to someone. She looks pregnant, reacting to a photo. And the client replies back to Epstein, "You mean radiating a soft glow with the look of bliss and excitement? Yeah, that's the pizza." I cannot be clearer than this, that this is a code word. It makes no sense in that context whatsoever. And this, on top of the example I gave you earlier, when his virologist gave him the medicine for having an erection, erectile dysfunction, I assume, or it could be even Viagra, and then told him to wash his hands, go have pizza and grape soda. As been mentioned time and time again, having adult men, successful men that are very health oriented, constantly talk about pizza and pizza with grape soda, which I've never heard before.
Yeah, I've never heard of pizza and grape soda before this. I don't know if that specific combination was part of the whole Pizzagate thing, but it's definitely mentioned a lot because I saw that phrase, so I looked it up and was like, is this actually like in there multiple times? And it most definitely is.
There's another one here. Have you seen the beef jerky mentions as well? There's an email here from Jeffrey Epstein. Someone else says, Francis has time to come tomorrow to show me how to make it. Jerky, anyone? He will also bring you a taste of his jerky recipe from the restaurant and sends a warm hello. He's working at a restaurant called Cook's. Wait for it, beef jerky and steak. Yes, time at 3 p.m. And there's other emails of him talking about beef jerky. Another one here, Jeffrey Epstein sending it to Steve Hansen saying, "Hope you're feeling better. Did we analyze the beef? Did we analyze the jerky?" Now there's talks about jerky, referencing human meat. It could be for scientific research, could be something else that's even sicker. But there's more emails here talking about beef jerky. Have you had time to go through those? There's one here. "Thank you so much. Super cool. IT guy setting up Surface right now. We are ridiculously excited, and beef jerky delicious. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thanksgiving." So yeah.
It is very. Now I've got all those emails saved. I'd actually had somebody send to me all of those to say, "Hey, would you check this out?" So I have them. I have not read through all of them, but there's no shortage of terms that are phrased in a peculiar way. Muffin is another one. I've seen that a couple of times. I talked about when he says "whoops." That seems to be in very sometimes he says that in very odd terms that seem like they're referring to somebody dying or getting. So there definitely seem to be code.
Email after email talked about jerky being kept in freezers, carried in insulated bags, delivered quickly, and shared between Epstein and close associates. The messages sounded casual, even friendly, but the details raised serious concerns. Now it seems some big names may be in trouble. One of the biggest mentioned is Ellen DeGeneres. For years, she was known as the cheerful face of daytime TV. Friendly, safe, and funny. But according to insiders and whistleblowers, when her name appears closer to Epstein's world than many people expected, one rumor claiming she was Hollywood's most prolific cannibal recently went viral. With many online saying she had links to Epstein, they claimed she helped connect people, arranged introductions, and kept things quiet. While none of this has been proven in court, the claims alone shocked many who grew up watching her on television. This is when people began looking back at earlier warnings. One of the clearest examples often mentioned is Justin Bieber, who once spoke openly about feeling scared, uncomfortable, and unprotected as a young star. At the time, many dismissed it as stress or pressure from fame. Now, some think he may have been trying to warn people without knowing how or without being believed.
All right, it was fun.
Yeah. I can't believe you got in that water.
It was so cold. It was like 50 degrees.
Look at you. So
Yeah.
it's a beautiful video. So if you want to see the whole thing, it's gorgeous. Speaking of you in your underwear, let's talk about the paparazzi shot in Bora Bora.
Okay.
So you are obviously in a private bungalow.
Yeah.
And because usually we're all pretty good at spotting paparazzi.
Yeah.
They hide in boats and pretend to be fishermen,
Yeah.
and we're like, you're paparazzi. I mean, we're pretty good at it. How did you not see that there was paparazzi there?
Well, I just didn't see them. I think I wasn't really looking out for them either, so.
Was there a boat? When you think back on it now, can you see where they may have been? Were they in a boat?
Yeah, they're definitely in a boat. Yeah.
And how quickly after that was shot did you realize that happened? Did that go on wire right away?
Yeah, it was pretty much like a couple days. It was like a couple days later, Scooter hit me. He was like, yo, I hate to tell you this, but your penis is on the internet. I was like, what? How does it? And so then the first thing I saw was like the censored one, and it had like the black thing over it, and I'm like, oh my goodness. Like, I don't know what this is gonna look like. And then it wasn't as like bad as I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah.
It wasn't like terrible.
I'm no expert, but I heard that it was good.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, what amazed me, though, is that got so much attention, and I was in the bungalow next to you, and when I saw it, I was shocked.
Yeah.
And I don't know how people didn't see. I was right there.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's funny.
My hat! So there's a young woman in the background you can see in the bed.
Yeah, I know.
Is that your girlfriend?
No, it's not.
Just a girl that you were in Bora Bora with?
Yeah.
You just brought a friend to Bora Bora?
Yeah.
And you're just naked with your friend?
Why are you putting me on the spot like this? Gosh.
I mean, you can say, why can't you say you're dating somebody?
I'm not dating anyone, though.
She's just a friend?
She's just a friend.
Wow. I have friends, I've never seen them naked like that. And they don't bring me to Bora Bora.
Stop. You're making me blush, dude.
Others remember how quickly fact-checkers stepped in whenever these topics appeared. One very troubling claim linked to the alleged group is that in 2009, a young model named Gabriela Jimenez broke down outside a hotel, shouting that she had witnessed something disturbing involving powerful guests.
¿A quién mataron? A la reina de Escocia, a la reina de Inglaterra, a las princesas y no Disneylandia. Mataron a Mickey Mouse. También por eso. También por eso. ¿Qué? Aquí va a venir mi madre. Tú dónde estás, están locos. Mataron a mucha gente. Muere esa carne de humano. Lárgate. Comieron humanos. ¡Asquerosidad! ¡Comieron humanos! Yo no estaba enterada de nada. Que había, o sea, los asesinatos sí, pero que habían comido humanos. ¡Humanos! Fuera la carne humana. Me llevan. A mí no me llevan hasta que esto no se aclare. A mí no me llevan. Ustedes que estuvieron ahí fueron a sacar una copia para que me intentaran. No, suéltame. Seguro yo, suéltame. Suéltame.
One clip that keeps resurfacing is from Chrissy Teigen, a longtime friend of Ellen DeGeneres. In the interview, Chrissy made shocking remarks about being willing to eat human flesh if the person allowed it. When asked again, she did not laugh it off. She repeated what she said.
Actually, nothing I wouldn't eat or wouldn't drink or wouldn't try. If the person okayed it, I would eat a human. If you were at a very fancy restaurant and they were like a tiny piece of human meat.
No. I think the only way
You wouldn't try a tiny bite?
No.
Really?
Absolutely not.
Is that terrible?
At the time, many people dismissed it as dark humor. Hollywood is known for bold jokes, but after the Epstein files, some viewers began asking why anyone would joke like that. Online researchers also noted that Chrissy often attended major celebrity events, including parties linked to Diddy and political figures. Another part of the story that gained attention involves a rare disease called Kuru. Kuru was first discovered in the 20th century among some tribes in Papua New Guinea. Scientists found it is caused by prions, damaged proteins that attack the brain. It can cause tremors, loss of muscle control, and speech issues. When an old video appeared of Jeffrey Epstein showing strange mouth movements, internet users started guessing. Some tried to link it to Kuru. Medical experts, however, warned that a complex brain disease cannot be diagnosed from a short video clip. Even so, the speculation spread quickly.
I know I'm about to sound completely insane, but just hear me out. This pertains to the Epstein files, the Clintons, and cannibalism, and I feel completely fine and am totally okay. All right, let's do this. How do we know if someone is a cannibal? Well, they could have the Kuru disease, which is a fatal neurodegenerative disease that spreads through eating brain tissue. It has a long incubation period, 10 to 30 years. Early symptoms are headaches, coordination issues, anxiety, and inappropriate laughter. Middle stage, severe tremors and shaking, loss of balance, and slurred speech. Late stage, inability to walk, dementia, and the forever sleep. Do you know of any elites rumored to have consumed human flesh? But I'm not accusing anyone of anything. This is just a fun little joke video. With truth in the mix, in Papua New Guinea they call human long pig. We just love to have fun here. No, the Kuru disease has nothing to do with the Epstein files or anyone in them. Definitely not the Clintons. And I feel fantastic. So, yeah, have a good day.
Supporters of these ideas say powerful people sometimes disappear from public view, often giving health reasons. They argue that when elites suddenly step away, it raises questions. On one side, there are serious crimes clearly tied to Epstein, crimes proven in court. On the other side, there is a wave of online claims, extreme theories, and viral videos that mix facts with speculation. In the middle are familiar names from Hollywood and politics, especially when people revisit the history behind some of these accusations. In August 2025, new claims appeared 5 years after the workplace scandal that ended the Ellen DeGeneres show. This time, a former cameraman spoke to the Daily Mail and described what he called a tense and uncomfortable workplace. According to him, Ellen allegedly treated male staff poorly. He said the show went through several male employees and even claimed there were 9 different stage managers in one season. "We felt like she really didn't like guys," he reportedly said. He also described what staff called the Ellen gaze. He said when she was upset, her eyes would narrow and her cheekbones would tighten. To him, it felt like a queen searching for her next execution. That's how intimidating he said she could be. At the same time, he said her wife, Portia de Rossi, was kind and friendly to staff. But he made one unusual claim. If a male employee seemed too comfortable talking with Portia, it could reportedly upset Ellen. Staff, he said, sometimes hope not to sit near her wife at events just to avoid attention. Even more interesting, a year earlier in late 2024, reports spread that Ellen and Portia had quietly moved out of the United States after Donald Trump won the presidential election. Some media outlets suggested the move was political, but not everyone believed that explanation. Soon after the story spread online, Elon Musk reacted. He replied to a post suggesting Ellen's departure might not be about politics at all. The post hinted at another possible reason: her past social connections with Diddy, who is currently facing serious legal problems. Records show she'd been invited to some of his well-known parties.
So tell me about your birthday party. Am I invited?
Yes. Yes, you're definitely invited. I invite you to all my parties. You just haven't seemed to show up to.
No, well, is it on the East Coast?
Yes.
Well, that's why. Why don't you have one here on the West Coast? Because I work all the time.
Okay, well, maybe I have one at your house.
Where's that? Now, what time would your party start, let's say?
Like 9:30.
Really? That early?
Yeah.
I could make that.
Yeah.
But I could think of you of starting a party at like midnight. Like, what time will it go till?
That's a different type of party, though.
No,
it'll go from like 9:30 to like maybe 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock. And then, we have the top 2 floors of the hotel.
And then it will carry on there?
Yeah. Then No, I mean the after party.
No, I know about them. I'll listen to the music.
By 2020, the pressure around Ellen DeGeneres was not just coming from online rumors anymore. It was coming from inside her own show. That summer, 36 former employees of the Ellen DeGeneres show spoke to reporters about what they said was a toxic workplace. The accusations were serious. They included claims of harassment, inappropriate conduct, and misconduct involving 3 executive producers. The story spread quickly after BuzzFeed News released a detailed report. Soon after, NPR obtained a memo that Ellen had sent to her staff. In that message, she apologized.
Welcome to season 18 of the Ellen DeGeneres Show.
A new chapter. That's what Ellen promised today as she returned to her studio and spoke out for the first time about the controversy swirling around her.
This summer, there were allegations of a toxic work environment at our show. And then there was an investigation. I learned that things happened here that never should have happened.
She apologized and promised to do better.
The truth is, I am that person that you see on TV. I am also a lot of other things. Sometimes I get sad, I get mad, I get anxious, I get frustrated, I get impatient, and I am working on all of that. I am a work in progress. And if I've ever let someone down, if I've ever hurt their feelings, I am so sorry for that.
But one former Ellen producer isn't buying it. Hedda Muscat worked on The Ellen Show back in 2003.
Phony, liar, hypocrite. That's my reaction. She's known about this for 17 years. She's created this culture. I was there from day one. We were all petrified of her. She was not nice.
The bigger problem, according to some staff members, was the overall culture. Several said there was no safe or private way to report complaints. Some claimed that senior staff discouraged them from speaking up. Warner Brothers, the studio behind the show, later started an internal investigation. Executive producers were removed, public statements were released, but critics online started asking a different question. Why did it take so long? Then another name appeared, adding a new layer to the story.
The video clip is a short one, just 3 seconds long. It's part of the Epstein files, and it shows the convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein being shown the Louvre by Jack Lang. The 86-year-old former culture minister knew Epstein for years and used his car and his plane. Lang told French media that he'd met Epstein through Woody Allen and would have cut off all contact had he known that he was at the heart of a criminal network. But Lang's family ties to Epstein go beyond casual acquaintances. The French investigative site Mediapart revealed that Epstein opened an offshore account in the U.S. Virgin Islands in 2016, and half of the shares were owned by Caroline Lang, the former minister's daughter. Her name is also in Epstein's will, signed 2 days just before his death in prison. He promised her $5 million. Caroline Lang has also responded to the site, saying the offshore account was meant for art investments, but she was never paid by Epstein or invested financially in it. Mediapart also said that Lang did not declare the St. Thomas account to the French tax authority. Lang has since resigned from her new post as the head of a film producers.
And Ellen's list of celebrity critics kept getting longer. In June 2025, comedian Margaret Cho said on a podcast that Ellen had acted like a mean girl behind the scenes. Cho said they had known each other for years from their stand-up comedy days. But when she appeared on Ellen's talk show, she was treated like someone she didn't know.
What, Ellen?
Ellen was like really weird and not nice to me for most of my career. And like, because I opened for her in the 1980s.
Oh, you did?
When she was a headliner in comedy clubs and not way before her big fame. And so then when I would do her talk show in the 2000s, she acted like we just met. And I'm like, what?
One of those types.
I'm like, what? Like, that's weird. Like,
right.
It's like, we go way back. What? Like, it's so creepy and weird. But, also, the other thing was David Bowie had been on the show, and he was so excited that the night before that I had come to his show wearing this giant Chinese emperor outfit. He was really thrilled about it, and he talked at length about it. and she cut it out of the show, which made me so mad. And the producer, who's a really good friend of mine, had to call me and tell me, I can't believe she did this, but she cut it out of the show. But you need to know that he was going on and on about your outfit. He loves you. God said your name.
So petty.
Which is so rude.
That is so gross.
I don't know if it was personal. Maybe it was for time.
Right.
But still, I'm going to take it personally just because I decided to.
You should have sent her a note and said, send me the footage. I'll post it to my YouTube.
I know it exists somewhere.
The truth we are trying to find seems hidden somewhere between proven facts, personal grudges, online rumors, and real suffering from people who say they were hurt. What do you think the truth is? Share your thoughts in the comments below.